after recommitting to the basics of freshness. Chipotle stock feasted, but as tariffs loom over this guac stock's key ingredient, can new leadership guide the company to the new digital era of fast casual?
Got an in-person tweet, just a very exciting guest in 1 second. But just because Jay Powell, our valiant Fed chairman, says he'll cut interest rates if President Trump's trade war does too much damage to the economy, that doesn't mean we can just forget about those new tariffs on imports from Mexico. Even in this suddenly more bullish environment, companies that source from Mexico need to be evaluated on a case-by-case basis. Take Chipotle, which has been one of the hottest turnaround stories in this market. Even though its stock has been treading water for the past couple of months, a lot of people were worried that Trump's new tariffs would hit Chipotle right in the guacamole. But yesterday morning, the company told us that the impact would be minor, 15 million at most, and if the tariffs become permanent, they'll find other ways to offset the cost. They might need to raise the cost of a burrito by a nickel. That's much better than feared. You have to wonder if that's the whole story, if it even matters. Maybe there are other forces at work, much more positive, like delivery. So given that this company's in phenomenal shape and it's not really in the blast radius of the trade war, let's take a closer look with Jack Hartung. He's the Chipotle Mexican Grill's chief financial officer. You usually see him on satellite to get a better sense of how his company's doing, where it's headed. Mr. Hartung, welcome back to Mad Money. I can't believe we've got him right here.
Hey,
Jack, good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Okay, Jack, I want to dispense with something very quickly. In truth, guacamole, it's important to you, but it's really not going to impact the earnings.
Well, this event is not going to impact us. You know, we sell a lot of guacamole. About half of our customers, when they come in, they get guacamole. We serve about 600,000 to 700,000 orders every single day, and all those avocados come in. They come in whole avocados. We dice the onions. We dice the jalapenos. So it's all made from scratch, and we do it every single day. And we're committed to keep doing it that way. This is going to have a minor impact. You just mentioned it yourself. We buy a number of items from Mexico, but we spend about $1.6 billion a year on our ingredients. And this is an impact of about $15 million this year, a little bit more next year. That's all this year.
Why are we just like the African swine flu? Another thing we shouldn't be talking about.
It's a very manageable part of the business.
All right, let's talk about what is working.
Yeah.
I am in shock that you have such great digital work so quickly, and this delivery, this travels better than any food on earth. It is amazing to me that it can be so natural, so organic, and yet travel so well. What is the secret?
Well, the secret is that's all made from whole, fresh ingredients. You know, we cook our chicken every single day. We make the rice every single day. The chips, we fry the chips every single day. So we start with great ingredients and then real cooking. Turns out our burrito does travel well. But we've got other digital assets as well, Jim, that makes digital really important and delivery important. We make all of our food for delivery on a second make line. And so when we have a delivery order where the driver is going to come at noon, we're making it to be ready right at noon. And
but
they can
you
count
always
on
had that line. Is that just luck of the draw?
Well, it's now really coming. It's an asset we've always had, but it's really paying off because delivery is now in terms of demand. Our customers want Chipotle, and they want it as convenient as they can get it, and delivery is a big deal.
But tell them, I mean, the percentage that's delivery
Percentage is huge. Yeah.
15?
Well, that's not just delivery.
That's digital.
That's
digital. Up from 8 last year.
It's double from last year.
How is that possible? Everyone's struggling with digital.
Well, Chipotle is the kind of food that people want to eat, and digital and delivery is the convenience that they want with Chipotle. And so the better we execute, Jim, in terms of making sure the burrito travels well, tastes delicious, and we have great partners in terms of DoorDash, Postmates, and Topingo. When they deliver and we deliver, in terms of delicious food, our customers, they hit the button, they order delivery again.
Can you handle the demand?
We can, and we can because of the second make line.
Okay.
We're still off of our all-time highs in terms of volume, so we still have capacity to get back to where we were before. We were a $2.5 million average volume concept. We're now over $2 million. But now we have this other asset, this digital make line, that we used to make only about 4 or 5% of our sales. Now it's 16. So we still have a lot of capacity to go.
Now, you've had 5 consecutive quarters of accelerating, not up, but accelerating comps. 9.9% comps, best of any restaurant that I follow, and I follow every single restaurant. I think last year the story was, can they come back? This year is the story of, can you really top that?
Yeah, listen, I think that is the changing dynamic when we talk to our investors. And I think, Jim, there's 3 things that are driving. One, we just talked about digital.
Yes.
Second, marketing under Chris Brandt and his team, doing a phenomenal job, and they're connecting with customers. What I love about the marketing is most of it, or really all of it, is around what makes Chipotle special. And it's real whole ingredients, it's real cooking. And what I love about the latest commercials that we saw behind the foil, there's no script. I mean, the idea is it's our crew with our food in our restaurants. There's no studio, there's no script, and there's no actors in it. And so that's connecting. And then the last piece is operations. Scott Boatwright and his team, they're doing a great job of hiring the right people, training them to deliver a great experience, and it's all working at the same time.
How can you afford, Chipotle's the best there is, how can you afford to get the right people? The labor market's so tight in this country, Jack.
You know, we've been fortunate. We can attract people because our crew or our customers like to become our crew because they like our ethos. They like what we stand for.
Right.
The hard part is keeping them. And so what we need to do to keep them, especially within the first 90 days, is make sure that we train them, make sure we set them up for success. Because within 90 days, it's a hard job if you work in a very, very busy restaurant. Right. And if you're not fully trained, you might say, you know what, I'm going to go work down the street and it's going to be an easier job. So our job, and this is a key focus for Scott and his team, is to make sure that we really invest in those first 90 days, make sure we set our folks up for success. And when that happens, they can stay, and within a couple of years, they could be a manager and earning great bucks.
Okay, so you've got that incentive, but there is also a different ethos in terms of purpose. It seems like there is no purpose to a lot of the other. Let's just put it, you got to make some money, you go to a fast food place. This seems very different. Has that been able to transcend the change in management at the top?
Yeah, totally. And that's you know, Jim, I've been with Chipotle for a long time.
I know you carry right through, and you're always coming on the show in good times and bad, and that really matters to us.
The beauty of this new team that's come in with Brian and the whole team that we've assembled, every single person came in and they knew about Chipotle. They admired Chipotle from the outside. And as they came in and realized, oh my God, Chris Brandt, the first time he came in, he went to the back of the house. He said, oh my God, it's like a farmer's market. And he knew what we stood for, but when he saw it, it really came to life. And that really inspired the marketing campaign. And so the entire team is just lit up about the purpose. Right. Every one of us want to preserve our ability to source these higher quality, wholesome ingredients and keep real cooking in the restaurant, because that's the way people want to eat nowadays.
Ron Shake, who was a fantastic operator at Panera, had a huge number of loyalty people. He had a very successful loyalty program. You've got a good loyalty program. Is it going to be a great one? Are we going to see multiple millions of people in it?
It's going to be a great one. Just within the first several weeks at the time of our earnings call, we had 3 million members enrolled.
Pretty incredible.
That was a matter of weeks. It continues to grow. We'll give an update next month with our earnings call. We think it's going to be a great one. The response so far has been phenomenal. What's the best part that we've heard about or that we've seen so far is that it's not just our most loyal customers are joining. Of course, they're joining, but we're finding lapsed and casual customers that are joining as well. And they like the program. It's very easy. The rewards are very fair. And so far, it's off to a great start, and we have high expectations for what's
No, I think rewards programs work. I also think that price works.
Yeah.
And you've managed to hold the line on price, but you're still a little bit north. I was at Wendy's this weekend. Don't worry, I had Chipotle today, and someone ate on my guac. No, thank you. Are you able to gauge how much the consumer's willing to spend? I know that the numbers that you have show me it's not just traffic, it's store, how much they're spending when they're in. Is there a level where you're worried?
You know, we're well below that level.
Okay.
We're right in the middle of doing a study right now. And the study so far is showing us that we still have terrific value scores. People appreciate where our food comes from, that we're doing real cooking. And when they compare us to other fast casual competitors that are coming on the scene, we're much, much, much cheaper than them. Now, our goal is to never push that too far. Right. Our goal is to always be affordable. And we think if people understand where our food comes from, that we're involved in real cooking and serve delicious meals, and it's affordable, our customers hopefully will keep coming back.
Oh, I think they will. One of the things I just want to point out as we wrap things up is that Jack always did, as I said, came on during the good times and during the bad times. That's why we never lost hope. That's why you have a very big gain, and there's no reason to sell. If anything, there's a reason to buy. That's Jack Hartung. He's the CFO of Chipotle. Mad Money's back after the break. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.